So we are continuing the journey to understand about the wrong notions that we have created in our life. So when we remove these wrong notions about life and convert every experience in life to our advantage, to evolve, to rise in consciousness, the mind leaves all the impurities, and that mind reflects the real self, which is true peace and happiness. So, wrong notions about life. We cannot force wealth, recognition, physical strength, or anyone to be happy. Have you seen that? And what is the wrong notion? I don't have, so that's why, I have lot of stress. You should understand. So other also says, yes, you are right. But you cannot force anything. Your wealth, your recognition, your luxury car, your muscles, what we say, a six pack, to be happy. You see the wrong notion. So that happiness comes by tuning with the existence. It comes by becoming a seeker and living a life of a seeker. Once a seeker, always a seeker. Then you will discover what do you mean by being God gifted. We use the word God gifted. So once you are a seeker, you realize that you are God gifted. Now pay attention. God gifted means not by the human effort. Not by the human effort. Okay, not by the human effort. So what about the Edison? Why he only saw the apple falling on the ground and he created a law. We always see that. We say Edison is God gifted. We have to find out. If we sit down and contemplate over life, we will find we all are God gifted. Every situation, every condition, people are helping us to evolve, to rise, and make our entire life a celebration. So what is a wrong notion? A young man riding on a donkey. In India we have more donkeys, to be used. So a young man was riding on a donkey and a luggage at the back of a donkey. People in the way, and he was passing through a village. So people in the village started making fun of him, saying that look at this young man, who does not even care his donkey. He is keeping his own weight and the weight of the luggage on the donkey. So he got down, started thinking, and got an idea. He put luggage on his shoulder and then ride on the donkey, and he started moving. We are all laughing. We do the same thing. I'm coming to that point. Emotionally and mentally, we do the same thing. So he got down, and then he was passing through another village. There, people started making fun of him. And look at this fool. He cannot keep him free from the luggage and keeping it back on the. So again, he kept the luggage. We do not want to leave the baggage in the mind. I see you, I like you, I have a thought of happiness. I carry the baggage of happiness with me. I see you, I dislike, I have a thought of unhappiness, and I carry the baggage of unhappiness or sadness with me. Is it necessary? Both happiness and unhappiness are caused by the world outside, means you. Happiness and unhappiness coming from outside keep my mind thinking. Pay attention, thinking and thinking with emotion of hesitation or emotion. That emotion of hesitation is there, either it may lead to happiness or unhappiness. Mind is agitated inside. Mind is agitated inside. That should ring in your ear. We just had what we are discussing. You should keep in your mind what is the knowledge of the real self, what is applied dispassion, what is illusion, what is emotional freedom. We have been talking about emotional dependence. What is the difference between the individual consciousness and the transcendental consciousness, and how to remove the sorrow and the suffering. Do you remember? Why should I ask? You remember. Did I tell you that ego is created by the personality number 1 and 2? Do you still remember? Oh, very good. So when the marriage between the two, ego is created. That ego says, I am upset. It is because of the personality number 1 and the 2. Now go back. I like you. You give me happiness. So I keep on thinking. I carry the baggage of happiness. I don't like you. I'm unhappy. I carry the baggage. This I is ego. Did you get it? We are going deeper and deeper. That's why I say higher sadhana. Marriage between the two that creates the ego, and that I is upset, that I hates, that I love, so-called attachment, that I reacts. Result is attachment, delusion, depression. We press and compress many emotions, feeling, thoughts every day, every moment in our life because of this marriage between the two. So our thought, behavior, attitude, response, reaction depends on this marriage between the 1 and 2. Mind becomes complex. It is not an apartment complex. You should pay attention to it. Complex, conflict, confusion, delusion. Millions of thoughts. And one thought becomes a thinker. That thinker or a thought claims I-ness, and that is what the ego is. Don't go to the modern psychology. We have 200 psychologists and they still are not able to define it clearly. So we are not there. We are following the Eastern wisdom. First, be very clear about the concept and the principles. So when I say I am depressed, there is an I thought coming from person number 1 and the 2 with a negative emotion. When the negative emotion is associated with the thought and that mind repeats this thought again and again, I follow the wrong notion. I fall into the delusion. We are understanding what exactly the life is. We are saying how to remove wrong notions from our life, then we can evolve faster. Why I explained the entire subject until now depends on the experiences. We claim we are happy, we are unhappy, we have pain, we have pleasure, and we have sorrow, we have happiness, we have profit, we have loss, and it is happening days after days, weeks after weeks. This experience in the mind, due to the wrong notion, in the presence of ego, is what is known as life. Did you get it? All the experiences that we get by marriage of the two personality, created ego, lives in likes and dislikes, attachment and detachment, is what we call life. Is this life? Or life is much more than that? Next question. Is this life, or life is much more than this? But we conclude mind first attaches with the outer situation, condition, people, things, and objects. Personality 1 and 2 are marrying with the likes and dislikes, desires to get things. We conclude we are happy and unhappy. This is what the life is. Conclusion, our perception, our experiences, and interpretation of all these experiences based on, you can conclude 3 factors. Person 1 and 2 plus ego is what we know life is. Is this life? If it is this life, then I heavily depend on the likes and dislikes, happiness and unhappiness with the world outside is what we claim life is. See, simple example. A deer and the near one dies, causes unhappiness because I have a liking in the mind. An enemy dies, what happens to the mind? This is what we call life. Is this life? We are removing the wrong notion. Our perception, our projection, cyclic movement of the mind, moving with the ego, the I thought, is what we know life is. Life is good or bad does not mean how much or how less things, people, objects we have, but depends on our experiences, projection, situation, perception. So in our mind, we have created as if the life is a flow of sorrow and happiness in our mind. Life is a flow of sorrow and happiness, profit and loss, likes and dislikes in our mind. We keep gathering these experiences and we hope for permanent peace and happiness, which is not possible. Flow of opposites is what we conclude life is. Wrong notion. So we need to ask, we were thrown on this earth planet from nowhere. We are not born by ourselves. We had no choice of birth in terms of gender, parents, country, society, social and economic condition. Are you clear about it? We did not know until a certain age that we are a human being. We did not know until certain age that our own identity. We did not know how to respond to the outer world of people, places, conditions. They were purely incidental, accidental, instinctual, and impulsive. Am I right? I have to be right, because I talk about these principles coming from, not from me. These teachings are from our teacher. What is our life? Where is our life going? Where I am with the life? Where am I going with the life as desired by the existence? Now, the main principle. Am I going with the life desired by the existence or by my ego that I created? Are you getting it? Where life is going, who is driving, where I was, where is in my destination. We have some past impression so that we work daily in our life. Look at this life. I told you that you cannot force the wealth or a car or a big house to be happy and no possibility. So from there the principle comes. What is that principle? Now I have to ask, am I living my life or am I going with the life as desired by the existence or desired by my mind or ego? You live your life with your mind. You are bound to suffer because you live with the wrong notion. No chance of living and discovering peace and happiness. Honey, why don't you behave like this? Why she should or he should behave like this? Why? Why president should? You can complete the sentence. This mind, 24 by 7, obsessed with the likes and dislikes, with that I thought, it wants to live the life on its own terms. Are you getting it? So when I discover what it means to live a life desired by the existence, there is a natural happiness. Outer world of people, place, object, situation is one thing. Response by the mind, impulsively, habitually, conditioned by the society is another thing. Perception, projection, experiences in life based on the two above is the third thing. And the master asks why we make good or bad experiences, why we conclude good or bad experiences out of the world about someone or some situations happening outside. I have a free intellect, I have a free will, I can live independently. So here the master says, convert every experience outside as an opportunity to evolve, rise in consciousness, a step to move to the higher in life, what Shreyas does. Are you getting it? There are subtle principles. I'm trying to make it simpler. A person, take an example, you cannot give me. You don't have a luxury to give me any bad or good experience. But I'm saying an example. People say, a person gave me a bad experience, but I have power of Shreyas within to convert it, to learn, educate the mind, to drop and dissolve the delusion and ego, and live life in tune with the existence. There is another question comes in that I will answer later. Then people say why why I had a crazy parents or crazy honey, why I have to live, I don't have wealth, I worked hard but I did not earn enough. We have a lot of questions. We will answer that question later. A person gave me a good experience, but I have the power of Shreyas within me. Third level. Do you remember the third personality? I have the level. I have the power within to check it. It has come to me as good because I was expecting good to happen. That prepares us for the worst in life. But we are reactive, we are sad, we receive pain from others, we receive pleasure from others, and then the Shreyas in us is sleeping. Then the same ego which is merged in likes and dislike wants to handle the situation, and we cannot. Simple, we cannot handle it. Can we convert outer pressure into peace? Can we convert outer unfavorable condition into an opportunity in daily living? Can we tolerate the pressure of failure because mind is heavily conditioned by likes and dislikes? Definition of success and failure is based on likes and dislikes, profit and loss. Link it. Can you force the wealth to be happy? I had a loss, so I don't like it. I cannot force it. What happens? What happens when we do this? That is, our personal life is, we think our personal life is more important than the life that vibrates in every being in the universe. We enter into struggle, conflict, and confusion. Another principle. They are all linked. My personal life means what? Likes, dislikes, the mind with the living with the delusion, with the false ego, the sense of ego. So I have to struggle. I have to struggle to live day by day. Honey, you don't understand. Okay, let me divorce and remarry. You continue doing this, you will continue to have the same problem. There is no way. You earn more and more, but you cannot force that earning to be happy. You buy a big car, you cannot force yourself, you cannot force the car to be happy. Do you understand that? Our personal life becomes so much more important than the life that vibrates in every being in the universe. So here what the master is saying, the life is only one, appears different based on the shape, size, condition, age, gender, likes and dislikes. Life is one. Life here and in each being is exactly one. Like the space is one, like the air is one. That life is one, we divide it. We separate it. Why? Because of ego, because of those likes and dislikes, because of emotional dependence. Why to struggle? Why to claim my personal life alone is more important? Instead, let us embrace life in the universe as one life manifesting differently depending on the level of awareness, level of knowledge about oneself, mental state, habit, and impulsive nature. So I have to press the Shreyas into service. Say, for example, you become angry. I know that you are not going to be angry over me. Even if you are angry, then it's your problem. So it's not my. So, but I see that anger. Can I press the Shreyas into service? Understanding that is your way of expression in this situation. Let me follow my expression based on the Shreyas. Finished. So then I'm not hurt. Are you getting it? Then I'm not hurt. I'll tell you the story of that couple in India. They started living a good life. When the wife came to me and I told wife that you have not to speak, you have to change yourself. Say nothing reactive. Because I realized, because of her past impressions, she was always so much of reactive. But internally, she was so good. Internally, we all are good. So this Shreyas gives us a bigger vision, mission in life. Sam, it gives us a bigger vision and mission in life. Shreyas says, how bigger the vision and the mission I can have, my life changes. How fast I can drop my impulsive, habitual nature to become natural and spontaneous. Beauty of a person is how much farther, bigger, wider I can see. Oh, you got upset with me. I know that, why you got upset. It's okay. Because that is your way of expression. Why should I react to that way of expression? But when we marry emotion with any person, object, situation, aims at pleasure, it gives pleasure for a while and leaves a great vacuum. When you cling to any object or any person in the world for pleasure, we cannot unite with that universal life because we remain attached. Are you paying attention? I told you life, what we think life is and what exactly is the life. Huh? Two things. What are the wrong notions about our life? You look at this, so simple. We wake up in the morning, sun welcomes us. Air, earth, entire universe seems to be welcoming. But our I, what is the secret? When I press the Shreyas into service, I give myself to a situation, people, and relations, not affected by anything from outside. Our mind says what good we can do and should do to others. A message, a training to the mind, a tool, a method to destroy that ego which creates the wrong notion. I'm repeating again. What good we can do and should do to others. Then the ego created by the delusion drops and dissolves. It can only happen with the power of the will, the idea, the goal to evolve in life. I should have that desire to evolve in my life. It will never happen. You will discover that you are God gifted at every moment in life. Edison's body or eyes or mind was not different. His vision, his perception came naturally. With Shreyas, people respect, love, and appreciate you. Anywhere you go, people will love you and respect you. You earn it. Shreyas is the ability to tolerate and be kind. Shreyas shows you that there is something bigger present around us. We have a bigger and a higher vision in our life. Do you think only Bill Gates has Bill Gates' mind to have a higher vision in the life? Not we. If you think, yes, only the Bill Gates or what Elon Musk. No, we have also the same mind. You rediscover yourself when you drop the wrong notion and when you press the shreyas into service, and at every moment it is going to happen. At every moment this ego will try to press you, but we get rid of this. And the method is very clear. That's why you see the Ashok. How many years? 30 years? I can say directly that I rebuked him many a times. Many a times. That is another intimate relationship. Don't misinterpret intimate. That's why people are with me for even 25, 30 years. Because of this. Embrace universal vision of the life. That is all for today. Now let us start our practice. Close your eyes. Be steady. Mind is facing within. Mind is facing within. And look inside the heart. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Let everyone be happy. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Now you can use this mantra to kill and destroy that ego. That ego that depends on the likes and dislikes. Let everyone be happy. The mind says no, you say yes. Mind says no, you say yes. Constantly, internally, not outside. God bless you. And mind internally says, no, at least, I could say goodbye to this guy. And externally we say, God bless you. No, that will not work. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be healthy, including my friends and the foes, irrespective of my likes and dislikes. We are treating the mind with these mantra. It is not for singing like Beyonce and Ariana. That they are singers and they are still suffering from addiction. See that? That's a difference. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be healthy. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let everyone be blessed. Oh, let the blessing and the grace, which is common, coming from the existence, we just understood that. So when you are saying in your mind says, no, hold on. Let all the blessing and grace come to me. Kill it. But first recognize it and then kill it. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kasche dukkha bhag bhaved. We are pressing the shreyas into service. What it means? Let none suffer from misery in this world. No one. No, but I don't get the emotion and the feeling. No worries. At present, that emotion and the feeling is directed by the ego due to the likes and dislikes. So you keep on thinking. Let everyone be blessed. Let everyone be happy. Let everyone be healthy. Let none suffer from misery in the world. Do it intellectually. Do it by thinking. Does it take any time? So when we do it, we ultimately redirect that emotion which is caught in ego. Result is emotional dependence will lead to emotional freedom. How long we have to do? Until being comfortable. Being comfortable. Looking at the neck joint, being there, feeling the sensation, comfort and steadiness. Now that step becomes so natural to you that you instantly start feeling those sensations of comfort and the steadiness. And then the space. In that space, you can check. Is the ego in service? You have a wandering mind? Simple. When you are not a seeker, if I make that statement, you will say I am crazy. But now you have to realize this. Because that ego is looking outside to get everything, forgetting that I cannot press any object, any person, any wealth for my peace and happiness. I cannot force them. See that. See the fact, the truth. Well, looking at the shoulder joints, being there, feeling sensation, comfort, and steadiness, but inside the knowledge is working. Then the space. In that space, you see the thoughts are coming and going. Yes, you are carefree because you complete the sentence inside. I know, ego, you are working. I have to destroy you. We are not talking of the ego from the modern psychology. We understand it clearly. Ego is a son of person 1 and 2. Based on, you know it. Be very clear. Oh, that is so. So, I am carefree and I am comfortable. Looking at the breath, start the deep, silent and slow breath. It should not be too long to make you unease. It should not be too short to distract your mind. You see? That is why we are doing the deep, silent, slow breath. Secondary result is definitely there, that we are not going there. So the breath is the car, mind is the driver. Space is the highway inside, emptiness, and the intellect is sitting there as a boss. As you inhale, mind moves inside the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips in this emptiness, saying Om Shanti. And as you exhale, you already know it. You all know how to do the nyasa. One word of nyasa means purification. Sannyasa. Sannyasa means monk. You become a monk when you reach to the ultimate of sannyasa. What is the ultimate of sannyasa? Your life is tuned with the existence. Shanti. Shanti. We are taking every session to reach to the higher and the higher. Now moving the mind inside the left arm. I'm tracking the time, you need not to worry. So we do it exactly of equal duration of nyasa, all the four limbs, so that the mind replaces the past impression with a new habit. Look at it, you need not to do anything. Normally, people say, oh, we have to do this breathing to calm down the mind. You need not to. The knowledge is very powerful. When I understand the wandering is caused by the ego. Ego is nothing but another thought as a thinker, coming from the marriage of the two personalities, outer and the inner, based on the likes and dislikes, and projecting happiness outside. What I need when I really understand that clarity is there. With that clarity, you are doing the practice. It is done. Where the mind will wander, and why the mind will wander. Now inside the right leg, breath, car, mind, driver, highway is the space, boss, the intellect. And what the boss is saying, Am Shanti, Om Shanti. Why I say Om Shanti is I am the peace. Om is basically the real self. You see, that mind with the wrong notion is given the right knowledge, the right perspective. That mind doesn't go outside and doesn't distract you. It doesn't make your body unsteady. Check that. That's another way of understanding. And mind inside the left leg. with the breath, and you are singing Om Shanti. All the mantras, there are almost 1,000,000 mantras, small, large, long, seed, are recited mentally. That becomes powerful. Not like Ariana and Beyonce, we excite the body. Now inside the left leg, Shanti. And now inside the spine. Om Shanti. Do you see that? We are taking the mind inside with the breath into the space. Space simply means the personality 1 and 2 are not there. But it comes back because of the past impression of our habit. So when we continue the practice regularly, you will see a tremendous change. Change in what? Tuning with our one universal life. You might be experiencing now that in these 30 minutes, within few minutes you are already into that state. But previously, out of the 30 minutes, we used to juggle and struggle for 20 minutes, and only 10 minutes was a period of meditation. that gives you a conformity that you are a seeker. I am not. And now leave this deep silence, slow breathing, leave this Om Shanti also. We'll go to the triangle inside the heart or the forehead, whichever is easy for you. First, visualize the equilateral triangle pointing upward. The mind will ask which color, any color. Which size, any size. It has to be equilateral triangle. We discussed about it. I will go deeply in the following session. The triangle, 3 sides: knowledge, desire, and action. Desire for the real self, knowledge and action. 3 sides. Now gently move the mind clockwise on the triangle. Couple of times, but not very fast. If you're doing it faster, you cannot control the mind, obviously, then we understand. We need to practice. But no worries, continue. And after moving the mind clockwise, maybe 3 times, then look at the center of the triangle. Sing Om, move the mind deep inside the head or the heart. Shanti, and then you are absorbed into that infinite space and the Shanti. Stay there until any thought erupts. Return again, anti-clockwise movement on a triangle. So you see that I sowed a seed of, 3 sides means knowledge, desire, and action. Gradually we will unfold this knowledge. You're singing, and that singing takes your mind very deep, away, far away. Shanti, as if everything has stopped. Why everything has stopped? The mind is not looking at the world. Then what? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand. Intentionally, I left that you stop doing the triangle one. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Where my mind was asking, let everyone ask who is in a hurry. You see a simple, such a casual statement. So, for example, if the brandy says, I'm in a hurry, let me share my experiences and leave. How your response would be? How your mind starts thinking. No, you first, it is me. Ego. How are you, Brandy? Then I will go to.
I'm not in a hurry today.
No, thank you.
No, I'm not. I felt like a new seeker today because it did take me a while to get into my meditation, but your lesson was really helpful in thinking about that separation again. So thinking more broadly versus about myself and my own situation.
Beautiful. Yes, beautiful. You will change completely, I know. It doesn't mean not everyone. I'm saying how are you, Lara?
I'm good. I found the triangle today, and the triangle's big around me. I can't get it small.
Good. Yeah. I used to meditate as if I'm inside the triangle for many, many weeks and months and years. So both are good. That's good. And there was not so much of distraction now, you see that? But the clarity of understanding, even the body doesn't want to move. It wants to stay. Beautiful. How are you, Stephen?
Really, really good. I'm going to start by saying that there are times in which I think or wonder whether you're inside my thoughts. Because today's lesson was pretty spot on to my contemplation and reflection the last 24 hours.
Beautiful.
As when we talked on Saturday, I told you that lesson was going to be something I'm going to have to listen to more than once, and I did. I think I'm on the third time on just Saturday's lesson, and the contemplation reflection that I had yesterday with the lesson came up with the idea that life is, and for you to talk about life today, I thought that you were inside my thoughts, and the life is, and I don't want to, just go on and talk, but it was the fact that I realized that life is just what it is. And anything positive or negative is completely created within my mind.
Right.
And therefore, if I can separate and know that I'm not my mind, that I could live in peace and happiness and reflect on being in Shreyas 24/7.
Beautiful.
So it's been a great 24 hours, even though it's been a great several months, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
been a great,
beautiful.
an even better 24 hours. As far as my meditation goes, it was timeless. It was effortless. And the thing that I found interesting is that in the Nyasa, when we went to the right arm, hey stuff. When we went to the right arm, I wasn't in the right arm. I was in the whole upper body.
Yeah, yeah.
So it started with that, and then it wasn't until I got to the legs that I was able to have the two limbs separated.
Beautiful.
But it was just great, really great. Thank you.
Very good. That's how it should work. You see that it will take, for people, some people, it will take a long time. For some people, it will be very fast. So it depends on many other factors. You see, a simple example, when I listen to your experiences, and then I sit down, I contemplate, and I see which principle I have to write. So I make a brief note. Why I'm saying so? That needs to be properly understood. Even reaching to a very higher stage, this mind today in the morning was communicating to me why you are going to talk about this principle. No, talk something about else. Talk something else. This mind is going to cheat. It's the greatest cheater. It's the greatest deceiver. So where the Shreyas comes, you rely on the Shreyas. Finished. You rely on the teachings of the masters. My mind? No way. I'm not listening to you. I'm going to talk about the same principle. Finished. And you see the result. That is the beauty of, that is why we say we need to have a tremendous faith. Tremendous faith. Faith in the knowledge. Not in a person. So I'm not talking as a person. Yes, Sam.
Yeah. Practice was good today. Consistent with what's been happening. And yeah, similarly, it's easier to recognize the separation of who is creating the likes and the dislikes, and
Yes,
stepping
yes.
behind that
Beautiful.
separation.
Beautiful. That is another interpretation is very good. So how are you, Teddy?
I was aware of all the parts of the practice. I was aware of my mind. I was aware of my
Yes.
I went inside. I had thoughts. I had periods of little moments of meditation, and then thoughts, and they were interspersed. And I couldn't get into the Nyasa exactly the way you're supposed to, the same way that
Yeah, it's okay.
But sometimes I can only just do the whole body.
Yeah, that is okay.
And so the right direction, I'm like going, wait a minute, which way is the right direction? And so I just don't worry about it. I just forgot it. I said, just keep going, whether it's the wrong direction anyway.
Yeah.
The triangle, I didn't have, I wanted to put it in the heart, but it immediately appeared up here. And then I thought about it. I thought about whether it was in front of me or inside me. And then I thought, it doesn't make any difference.
Doesn't make any difference, yes.
Just keep it equilateral. And then it was trying to have a color, and it couldn't have a color. So I just let it be invisible.
Yeah, that too is.
But I moved my mind on the shape, but there was no visual representation of it.
And you are calm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of a little bit of nervousness every time I remember that things exist and there are thoughts and stuff like that. But I'm focusing on
You are doing right. You know, with these challenges, Terry, that you have in the body, the mind creates a different kind of an ego, and then it gets obsessed with the body.
Mhm.
Just throwing some idea. So when we leave that obsession or that ego, everyone has an ego, including me or everyone. So that ego should not create any problem to me. We have to work on that. That is what the movement of the Shreyas is. And it will happen. No worries. How are you, Weber? Yeah, we have.
So, yeah, sir. So it's really nice. It was really like peaceful. There was a moment like that when I'm focusing on the triangle. So it was passing by, and you said that you have to be gentle with that triangle. After that, it became very smooth and easy. So what I realized that it's not about that how thoughts are what presenting to us. We can always be gentle to our thoughts, and then it will be very easy for us that it will pass by, and then it's peaceful in that case.
You are right. How come? Gentleness is an attribute of Shreyas. Obsession, obstinacy, reaction is an attribute of ego. See that? And we have to destroy the ego. That's a great understanding. How are you, Shuk?
Good, sir. It was very nice, peaceful, and deeper today.
I am nice, you are nice, or practice is nice?
Everybody is nice.
He is good. How are you both?
Well, I took your advice last week on Thursday. I have a little story and continue to do the meditation because it felt so good when I was sick with the COVID. And I did drop into it 3-4 times, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. My daughter, who's in the medical field, calls and she says to me, "How you feeling?" etc., etc. She goes, "Just remember, keep doing deep breaths because that's the most important breathing with the COVID." I said, "Oh, you mean like meditation?" She goes, "Yeah, something like that." So I said, "Okay." I've been doing it, but I think it helped my practice for today.
Good.
Just really paying attention, uber hyper attention to it over the weekend to be able to drop in. And today, the triangle was like this on my head for a while, and then into my heart like this. So it went from upside down to straight up, and it was golden. And as we were circling clockwise was when it started flipping and going, I guess, from the mind, from the crown to the heart.
That's beautiful. And that might have been helping you to be away from the symptoms.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That is really good. That's wonderful. Any question, my friends? Terry has a question.
No, I'm trying to think, but I don't think I do.
Oh, that's good. No problem. No issue. So think that, contemplate and reflect. You see that life is one. Life is one. We are living. You cannot say that I am the life. Life is one we are living. Are you getting it? Life is one, only one. Means what? The life is one in me and you all. We are simply living. Then the ego will never come in between, and you are in tune with the universal life. That is all for today. Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.